Up next, we'll get a look at Patrick Mahomes. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Chiefs and the Broncos, and it kicks off next on Madden NFL 25.
Thank you to Trey Mosley for the introduction. We are indeed excited to welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. So good to have you with us. Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen with you. We've got a couple of teams. Here's Harrison Butker out there to get this thing started. And off we go from Denver. Johnson now to return. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. Here comes the Denver offense set to take over for the first time. They'll be led by the man from Oregon who started his career at Auburn, quarterback Bo Nix.
The thing that stuck out to me, Mike, was when we met with him this week, immediately, right at the start of the production meeting, was his ability to take ownership of last week's loss. He said, listen, if I don't make those 2 interceptions, we probably win that game. And when you go back and watch the tape, I love how hard he is on himself. He played pretty good ball. If he can eliminate those couple bad throws, a couple bad decisions, when he's good, he is as good as there is in the NFL.
Second down, Nix. That's complete to his big tight end, Dallas Goedert. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. That's caught on the right side by Sutton. He's going to have the first down, so they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
On 1st down, here's Nix to throw. Taking off, and he'll gain yardage and able to get down at the end of the play. 2nd down and 3. From the shotgun, here's Nix. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down. Here's Nix to throw. Now he'll run it. They get 24 on that one. 1st down, Broncos.
You know this defense worked all week defending this quarterback as a scrambler, as a runner. But sometimes it's just hard to simulate until you see him in real life, his speed, his ability to create. We saw him get him here early on the big scramble. He's able to pick up the 1st down and keep the drive alive. All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game. One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. On the option, here's Williams. And the Broncos are going to be set up with 1st and goal. He couldn't quite break the plane, but they'll have it at the 1-yard line. Throwing, Nix. And he'll take it on in. Dallas Goedert. Touchdown, Denver. It's his 2nd touchdown of the year. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
Carlson able to knock through the extra point. Broncos will take a 7-0 lead. Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off, following the touchdown on the other end. From the 6, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So out comes the Kansas City offense to take over for the first time. And there is the guy at the top of the game, Patrick Mahomes, their quarterback.
If there was one thing that was clear right off the jump from our meeting last week, Mike, it was the fact that he shouldered almost all of the blame for last week's loss on himself. Remember what he called his 2 interceptions? He said those are inexcusable. And when you go back and really study the tape, not everything was his fault. Protection at times, spotty. The separation downfield of some of his playmakers, very inconsistent. And truthfully, I didn't love all of the play calls. They're going to have to be better as an entire offense for him to play better at the quarterback position.
Mahomes on first down. He's got his tight end. That's Travis Kelce. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. They go play action with Mahomes. Going for it all.
They told us this week they were going to try to come out fast, and tell you what, that's exactly what they did. Put immediate pressure on this secondary and let them know, hey, all game long today, you better defend every blade of grass because we're coming out firing. And even though that ball falls in...
Oh, that swung out wide and intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Bynum.
Well, that's the fast start they talked about all week, Mike. You come out, you take the immediate lead with your opening drive. Your defense goes out there, they force a turnover early. All these plays allow you to just keep stacking momentum early in this ball game. This game is far from over, but anytime you get out to a start like this, it is a lot harder for your opponent to battle back.
Javonte Williams heading out with the Broncos for their next drive. He has run the ball well to this point in the season, right there amongst the NFL leaders in rushing. On the give, it's Williams. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down. You get a look there at his numbers on the ground from a week ago. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Throwing is Nix. That is caught, and it's Troy Franklin. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down. Play action now. It's Nix. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him.
The key to this play here, Mike, is the anticipation of the snap. Watch how he's able to time the center, and when that ball moves, he hits it. Gets through into the backfield, and he brings the quarterback down before the receivers even got out of their breaks.
And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Now Nick's going to look to throw. Here's a screen set up to Williams. And he'll get a good chunk of that yardage back, but he's still well short of the first down.
When you throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you're relying heavily on the yards after the catch. So give credit to the defense here. Once the ball carrier had the ball, multiple guys around him, corralled him, take him down short of the sticks. And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Chiefs offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. They'll try to get the running game going. His first carry. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, his offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
After that incomplete pass, we have a player shaken up. They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
So they'll talk over what to do on this 3rd down play as we have hit the end of the 1st quarter. It's the Broncos with the early lead. Greg and I back in Denver in just a moment. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Gray is the motion man here. 3rd and short. Here's Patrick. That's caught by 4.
As a play caller, those are the plays that just drive you crazy, Mike. You think you're going to pick up the 1st down, you get tackled just shy of the sticks, and now a little bit of a gamble here on 4th down.
And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. The Broncos offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They've got the 10-0 advantage here early. And they'll see if they can add to it. Beginning on this drive, 1st and 10. That's over the middle and intercepted. And he's going to set up his guys with great field position. A huge chance to cut into the deficit.
So when you talk about cover 2, really the area that they're a little vulnerable. They're vulnerable deep or intermediate on the boundaries, and they're vulnerable down the middle of the field. Remember, those 2 safeties, Mike, hence why they call it cover 2, they are splitting the field in half. They need to cover from the goalpost all the way out to the boundary. That's a lot of room to run.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. That's complete to Rice. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. Gray is the motion man here. Here's Patrick. He'll throw it on 1st down. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Mahomes going to fire quickly to Worthy. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Backfield empties. 5 receivers in the formation for 3rd down and 5. Throwing again, it's Mahomes. This is caught at the 2. And the Chiefs are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a...
And he will fight his way to the end zone. Jerome Ford. Touchdown, Chiefs. A lot of big bodies down there, but at the end of the day, the one that mattered, the one with the ball, finds the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, once that back gets the ball, Mike, he's just looking for a little crack of daylight, and he's thinking, I'm going to run into it and just hope I come out the other side. And in this case, the other side's the end zone, and they get 6.
Butker's extra point is good, and the Chiefs are on the board. It's 10-7. So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. Johnson now to return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. Back onto the field comes the Denver offense. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. They'll throw. It's Nix. I fumbled the football. That's picked up by the Chiefs. And there it is. The defense comes up with the big play, forcing the fumble as they get their offense right back on the field. Coming up, Greg, with a big turnover.
Taking the ball away, Mike, has really become an art form in the NFL. Some teams are good at it, some teams not so much. But in this case, great job by the defense taking that one away.
The Chiefs offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll begin with the football in the red zone already as the defense has their back to the wall to start this drive. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
You have to come down with those opportunities. You're not going to get your hands on the ball very often as a defensive player. And when you do, let alone in the end zone, those are plays you just have to make.
That's going to be caught by Gray.
This is a great example of why teams want to stay out of what they call passing downs, where a defense doesn't have to honor the run. In this case, they do. And, man, the play-action pass just works off of that and can really lead to some chunk plays.
And he's going to have the first down. They convert on third, and it sets up a 1st and goal. They'll run here. It's Ford. And that big offensive line clearing space. He's in. Jerome Ford. Touchdown, Kansas City. His 2nd TD of the game, and this one gives his team the lead. So the turnover turns into a quick touchdown, and Greg, that's exactly how you want your offense to take care of business.
Anytime your defense can create those sudden change situations, Mike, absolutely, you have to take advantage of it. 1 second, you're sitting on the bench going over your next drive. All of a sudden, after that turnover, you've got to be able to get out on the field and go. Take advantage of the short field and results in a nice touchdown.
So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. Here comes a return from the 3. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Broncos offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. They'll run it with Williams. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. To throw is Nix. He will air this out, looking for Sutton. He is in. Cortland Sutton. Touchdown, Broncos. A terrific play all the way around, finished off by the receiver, who not only made the grab, but Greg turned it up and takes it into the end zone.
And that's the tricky part, Mike, that transition from receiver to runner. And in this case, he does it flawlessly. Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then get upfield and get yourself in the end zone.
Carlson now for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Broncos move out to a 3-point edge, 17-14. Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off, following the touchdown on the other end. This returnable from the 4. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Chiefs' offense about ready to take over once more. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides. This drive kicks off with 1st and 10. And he's going to be bottled up quickly after a gain of about 1. Jonah Ellis, the one who got him down. Mahomes now to throw on 2nd down. He was trying to get it to Xavier Worthy there. And 3rd down coming up. Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. He's going to let this one go for Worthy.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
This kick hangs up, and a fair catch will be taken beyond the 35-yard line. The Broncos offense and receiver Cortland Sutton ready to get going again. They'll do so with 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run by Williams, and he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground, will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
It's not just the blockers creating yards for him out there. He created most of that yardage on his own, shrugging off the initial tackle attempt and continuing to rumble downfield.
Nix now to throw it here on 1st down. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete. Troy Franklin, the intended target. And it'll bring up 2nd down. Back to throw is Nix. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down.
In a lot of offenses, Mike, these quick passes to the wide receivers really fall under the run category. Of course, they're going to go down as a forward pass, but to a lot of offensive coordinators in the league, it's a lot easier to pick up 1st and 2nd down yardage on these quicks than it is to turn around and hand it off to your running back and count on blocking everybody.
On now, Daniel Carlson to try the field goal. This from an even 50 yards out. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Broncos add on to their lead.
So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
This is going to be taken in at the 3. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. So here comes the KC offense set to take over once more. The deficit, 6 points. A touchdown here would be mighty nice for the offense. See what they can do on this drive. 1st and 10. He'll open this drive on the ground with 4. And he'll get about 5. They'll run once more with 4. And he'll take this up, working towards the 1st down mark. He gets 5, but is just a little short of the first down. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Here's third down and a few inches. They'll send their tight end left. They'll try and run for the first down. It's 4.
I think everybody in the stadium saw that run coming, Mike, but good luck stopping it. I mean, all he really had to do was just fall forward, and it would be enough to pick up the first down.
Now a run on first down. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's second down. Off the play fake. Mahomes. The second down throw is incomplete.
Haven't even reached halftime yet, and we see this quarterback just continue to put the ball in harm's way and make bad decisions. He's lucky it didn't add another interception to his stat sheet, and as they approach halftime here, they got to regroup, and he's going to have to make the better decisions here in the second half.
That's his third catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down. So, 2 minutes to play in a back-and-forth first half. Greg and I return to Denver after this. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10. Throwing is Mahomes. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. Right back to the air for Mahomes. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down. To the air once more. It's Mahomes. And on third down, that ball incomplete.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it. Continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
The Broncos offense and Javonte Williams getting set for this next possession. They'll begin with first down from their own 11. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. Got a man over the middle. There's Sutton. And they're going to get him down right at the 25. Now the Broncos going to use the first of their timeouts. And they'll get a chance to talk things over after picking up that first down. Here's Nix to throw. A throw left side, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Cortland Sutton, the intended receiver. It's second down. From the shotgun, here's Nix. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down. Nix from the gun on third down. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down. And the Broncos bring out their punter. They'll kick it away. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Chiefs offense going to take over here in the last minute of this first half. We'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with first and 10. To throw is Mahomes. Into space at the 45. First time these two have connected this afternoon, and it'll wind up being a first down. Now, Mahomes. Here's a screen set up for 4. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Here's first and 10. Mahomes. A short throw taken in by Kelsey. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Mahomes now to throw again. Going up top. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete. Mahomes now on second down. Off he goes. Now whistles. Timeout. 3 seconds left in this first half. Harrison Butker now for the field goal. This will be a 41-yard attempt. Butker's kick is good. And the Chiefs will cut the lead from 6 down to 3. So we come to halftime here in Denver, and the Broncos are out in front as we send you to our studios in Orlando. Here's Jonathan Coachman. He's got the EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. More from you and Greg in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We begin out in Sin City, 2 teams that are now just about neighbors following the Raiders' move a few years ago. Arizona heading north to take on Las Vegas. And it's the Cardinals who have the lead as they play the second quarter. The Cards still in a dogfight, but this would be a good victory for them if they could get it. From there, we'll jet east to Philly to check on the Eagles at home at the Link. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Tennessee Titans. Jalen Hurts, strong in the win as his guys run their record to 8-2 with the W. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And they were losers in that one to the visiting LA Chargers. Justin Herbert, excellent in the victory as his guys up their record to 7-2 now on the year. We just watched a fine first half from the man from Oregon, Bo Nix. His 2 touchdown passes helped pave the way for his guys to take this lead into the intermission. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these 2 teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the
3
same
points. All
after the
that
break.
separates these 2 sides has half number 2. Kicks off. Now return coming from the 7. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The visitors' offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Not much there, maybe a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. A throw there on 2nd down, going to be incomplete.
Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out and go up for an offensive rebound and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but they continue to get that matchup. This quarterback's not going to shy away from giving his big tight end a shot. And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the 1st down.
And the Chiefs will punt the ball away, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Now fair catch is taken back inside the 40. The home team's offense ready for their first possession of this second half. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Nix. Left side, that's complete, it's Sutton. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Well, any fear they might have had that they'd come out of the halftime break flat has completely gone out the window. They're not content, Mike, here, just having the lead. They're looking to extend it. A couple more plays like that, they're going to find themselves in scoring territory here very quickly.
And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They face 2nd down and 7. Now Nick's going to look to throw. A quick throw. That's complete on the slant. They get 10 yards on the hook up there. Good for a Denver 1st down. Throwing is Nix. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Throwing, Nix. Throwing left side there, but it is incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front. Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far. So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. The visitors' offense ready to get back at it. They'll start out 1st down and 10. They'll try to set up the screen here. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. 2nd and 7. Throwing now, Mahomes. He's going to let this one go for Worthy.
They're trying to take the top off the defense, make them feel that vertical threat, and soften everything up. Wasn't a ton of separation downfield, at least not what they would have preferred, and ended up being a wasted down.
On 3rd down, Mahomes. That's over the middle and intercepted. That's the linebacker, Cody Barton. And he's going to be brought down. What a turn of events here. He has given his guys 1st and 10 in the red zone.
So this is where an offensive play caller needs to come to the rescue of his quarterback, because this defense, they're onto you. They've got 2 picks. They're starting to pick up on your tendencies. They're shifting guys over to counter them. Now you've got to add some wrinkles. Now you've got to throw them a curveball and try to shift back some of that advantage to your side of the ball.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll throw. It's Nix. The catch made there by Sutton. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Here's a handoff to Williams. And the Broncos are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
That one is caught in the back of the end zone. Troy Franklin. Touchdown, Denver. Greg, they take advantage of the good field position and move it downfield for the score.
When you take the field as an offense, there's a little added confidence boost, Mike, when you see yourself this close to the end zone. You get into the huddle, you're anxious to see what the next couple plays are. They're able to take advantage and end up punching it in.
The decision is made. The offense will stay out there and go for 2. Oh, he did all he could to get away, but they're going to catch up to him. It is a big loss.
So they decide to put the ball in the air, which I don't mind on this two-point try, but their execution was just a little bit off, and it's not going to work out in their favor this time around.
Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off, following the touchdown on the other end. This is fielded inside the 5. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. Patrick Mahomes going to lead the KC offense back out for this next drive. And this defense has really had their way so far, intercepting him twice, forced into a number of bad throws, and generally the D has just made it tough to operate all game long. On 1st and 10, it's Mahomes. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. He's got his tight end. It's Kelsey. A gain of 16 yards. 1st down, KC.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this, than on 3rd down or critical moments. That's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with the ball. I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
3rd and 6. Throwing again, it's Mahomes. And he's going to be taken down short of the marker. That is going to set up an interesting 4th down decision. On comes the Chiefs punter, as he's on for the 5th time this afternoon. And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The home team's offense ready to take over possession of the football. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with 1st down. To throw is Nix. Quickly to the outside and complete.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. Back to throw is Nix. He's got this one complete to Goddard. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
Working out of the gun, it's Nix. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
Having the ability to move your running back to the widest receiver, they call those the number 1 receiver, meaning he's the closest to the sideline. It really forces a defense to show their hand. Do we keep a corner out there, and I know it's zone, or do I move a linebacker or safety out there, and now you tell the offense that it's man coverage? So the versatility and the chess piece that is the running back position, it could do so much to help not only the play caller, but also the quarterback.
And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
Sometimes, Mike, your greatest strength can also be a little bit of your weakness. In this case, he is so used to being able to buy more time with his feet, extend the play, give his targets more time downfield to uncover. In this case, nothing materializes, tried to do too much, and as a result, takes a big loss.
Here's Nix to throw. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
He does a fantastic job, Mike, of not only locating the ball in the air, but then attacking it hands on hands. That's exactly something they work on every week in practice. Great job translating those drills into a live game.
The Chiefs offense make their way out to take over once more. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. Mahomes from out of the pistol. He'll throw. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. Mahomes looking to throw on 2nd down. And good work there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete. Third and short. Here's Patrick. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
This is where the playmaking ability almost can be a detriment to a running quarterback. They have such confidence in their ability to keep plays alive with their legs that sometimes they hold it just a little bit too long, thinking they can make the next big play. And good job by the defenders tracking them down and took them down for a loss.
So, 3 quarters now in the books. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. They'll go play action with Nix. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. From the shotgun, here's Nix. This one complete to Sutton. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
An interesting decision there by the play caller to put this ball in the air. Mike, you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the 4th quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. You don't want to risk an incompletion. Now, they convert. They're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs. That's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock. And without a stop, their opponent's not going to get the ball back. And this is the point of the game, Mike, where you really can start leaning on your run game and try to close this game out. You've got the lead. You're in the 4th quarter, and they're able to pop off a big run.
On 1st down, here's Nix to throw. And it's complete to the sideline. Nice job getting both feet down inbounds. 2nd and a yard. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. And this drive's going to continue. He's taken down, but they are set up with 1st and goal. Now they'll set up to throw. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete.
The defender saw this the entire way, Mike. He actually ran the route before the receiver even got to his spot. I think they're fortunately this one didn't end up getting picked and going the other way.
And some space opening up as he works it down to the 2. They'll use 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and goal. They'll try to run it with Williams. And he's going nowhere. Met and dropped behind the line. And now it's 4th and goal.
That 3rd down stop, Mike, now changes the entire approach of this offense. You're thinking to yourself, all right, it's 3rd down. Let's run it on up in there. If we don't score, we still have 4th down in our back pocket. But now the defense takes you back for a loss. So what do you do now?
The offense staying put. 4th and goal from the 2. Needing the tough yards, they'll go with their fullback. And he'll just get up inside those big bodies up front. And he's in. Touchdown, Broncos. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Carlson's kick is good. The Broncos will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off following the touchdown on the other end. Here comes a return from the 5. Now an opening past the 30. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with 1st down. Mahomes going to look to run with this one. What more could you ask for on 1st down? Nice run of 8, setting up 2nd and short. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack.
Sometimes you just have to know when the play is over and live to play another down. He has pressure coming right at him, and instead of just throwing the ball away, he tries to escape, he tries to get creative, and he ends up losing a lot more yards than he should have.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Throwing from the gun. Here's and they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now their pass protection is breaking down and this quarterback's paying the price for it.
So it's 4th down. They'll call on the punt team as he'll hit this from just outside of his own goal line. A fair catch called for and taken out beyond the 45-yard line. The Broncos offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. And as we look back now, Greg, at how we got here, we got a ton of highlights of the offense so far. In particular, great passing.
Yeah, and if you want to score points in the NFL, Mike, there's no secret. You've got to do it primarily through the air, and with 3 touchdowns here so far, that's exactly what we've seen. It's been deep balls. It's been intermediate shots. It's been good run after catch. This has really been high-level offense on display right from the jump.
Here's a 2nd and 9. It's another run here for Williams. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. 3rd and 9. Now Nick's going to look to throw. Taking off. He'll try to get there. Give him 11 on the scramble. And give them a new set of downs.
These are the plays that are just crushing for a defense. Here you are, you think you're about to make a big stop, force fourth down, and get the football back. But instead, you let the quarterback get loose. He picks up the first down with his legs, and now you got to defend a fresh set of downs.
They send Sutton in motion. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. And he will get forward for about 5 yards. That sets up third down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 2.
Nick's gonna keep it on the zone read. A pickup of 12 yards. First down, Broncos.
This defense has had their share of troubles trying to contain this quarterback today, Mike. This time they go to the zone read. The defender goes after the running back, and the quarterback pulls it, keeps it himself, and has a huge gain for a first down.
And he'll get about 6 there, setting up second down. So just under 2 minutes here in this one. Greg and I back on EA Sports. After this, they'll work now on 2nd and 4. They'll go again with Williams. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. They've converted twice on third down on this drive. Now facing 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for it with Williams.
Taken down at the 11-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up 4th down and less than a yard.
On now, Daniel Carlson to try the field goal. This about as short as you can get. Another one through the uprights. He's 4 for 4 on the game. And the Broncos will extend their lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Chiefs offense ready for this next possession. Greg, sitting up here with you, this is not the same energy we saw from this team at the start of the game. How much has the defense kind of sapped it out of them?
Oh, I think it's a big factor in this game. And when you start taking the ball away at the rate that they have today, it takes a lot of the confidence out of the offense. And I think that's the body language that you're referring to. There is a lot of doubt creeping in to this offense. And it's almost becoming to the point where you don't want to be the guy with the ball because you're afraid you're going to give it up. And when it gets to that, man, as an offense, you're in trouble.
He's going to let this one go for Worthy. That's caught. And this is going to be a touchdown. It's too little too late. They do get a bit closer as they score here in the final minute of play. They get the job done in the air. Greg, that is a play we see often. It's also a play we see work very often.
Mike, that 4 vertical route, it puts a ton of pressure on the secondary. But in order to do that, you have to give your quarterback time for those receivers to get downfield. Give credit to the offensive line. That's exactly what they did. They're able to take advantage for the strike.
The Chiefs will set up for the...
They'll drop to throw. That is caught. And they get the 2-point conversion.
Everything's about matchups, especially down here this close to the goal line. I think my guy's better than your guy. I'm going to put him in a position to have success, throw it up to him, and let him do the rest.
Looking to double up here, score the touchdown. They want more. They're lining up for an onside kick.
Well, we knew, Mike, this was going to take a miracle. All they needed to do was recover this, score, recover another one, score again. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen, and this game's all but over.
The Broncos offense, and Bo Nix getting ready to go back to work. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. Now KC going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. 2nd and 11. Victory formation, defense powerless to stop. And that should just about do it. The last 2 runs each lost a yard. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 12. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee.
In punt formation.
So mile-high salutes all around. It's a win for the Broncos.